Well, and as if it wasn't exciting enough that we're now on episode 5 of The Blue and the Green, we're joined for this episode by Philip Gilbert. Tim, where have you been?
Thank you very much. I've been on the Galactic Trig. I took a quick trip down here, but the traffic was awful. I'm very sorry for being late.
So now then, The Blue and the Green, you remember it?
Yes, of course I do. That was Elizabeth O'Dare's first episode, wasn't it? Nick?
Yeah.
Yes.
So well, this is the recap bit, Phil.
All these familiar faces. Now, who's the boy in the beard?
That's Nigel Pegram.
Oh, Nigel, of course. Is he still with us, does anybody know?
Yes, I saw him just 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And is he still married to that delightful girl?
To April Ulrich, yes,
Yes,
he is.
yes.
He doesn't live in that same delightful house, though.
A lovely ballet dancer she was.
Now, some of you may be wondering why this recap is longer than usual. The answer is that some episodes were underwritten, and therefore they would pad it out with a nice 5-minute reprise instead of the usual 1-minute reprise. I mean, this is a ridiculous reprise. As you can see, it goes on forever.
That's true. Yes, he's got to smash up everything first.
I would feel very shortchanged to rush home from school to watch virtually the whole
Is
episode
Chris
again.
still around?
Yes, he's in
Yes.
Emmerdale,
In Emmerdale? Jolly good.
and has been for
Years.
15,
Well, there
20
you are,
years.
you see, I'm so out of it all. The Galactic Trig, I mean, they're not very good about television up there.
Yeah,
They're not. They don't show the Tomorrow People.
you can get the Playboy channel, but not ITV, apparently.
We used to call him Niggle, didn't we?
Niggle. Yeah.
Niggle.
All right, Harding, you have had your little laugh. We will now proceed in an orderly manner to the station where we will throw the book at you.
But it was here. I swear it was here. And John, this friend of mine with the special powers, he was locked up in a dungeon.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yes, it does go on a bit long, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
This is the whole bit with him.
Yeah.
I mean, that is literally the only reason for it.
They just run out. They didn't have enough material to
it.
25 minutes.
It was just a mistake.
Yes. So sorry, viewers.
But not so bad.
No,
a
I mean,
school
it's-
kid who hasn't seen it for a week.
That's true.
They've walled him up.
They didn't have videos in those days, anyway.
Oh,
Did they?
dear.
I beg your pardon, I did.
Oh, you did. You had an old video that was like a
I had the
size
very-
of this room.
I had the very latest Philips video recorder. Cost me £450, which is probably the equivalent of £4,500 nowadays.
Oh.
But I was about the only person I knew who had one.
Flash.
Did used to impress the ladies.
It did, yes. Did it get you very far?
Oh, yes,
Did you manage to put your tape in?
that's it.
And those were were they old reel-to-reel video things?
No, it was a cassette, but it was because the heads have to be on a diagonal. It never occurred to them to turn the heads on a diagonal. They had the tape going on a diagonal from the top spool to the bottom spool through a square box. A ridiculous system.
No. Philip, have you seen this since the 70s?
Have I?
Have you? No, I'm asking you.
No. No, it's all
Treat
an
in store for you
absolute
today, then.
mystery. I was always locked away in my little cubicle, so I can't remember this. I would have surely heard it if I hadn't seen it.
You ran off when you saw my gun, my boy, though, didn't you? You had no stomach for a fight.
Gun? What gun? You got a license?
Gun? What gun?
Now you'll bring the police in to help you finish the job.
No, sir, no, we didn't.
Instead of tearing the place apart and destroying an old man's home and business, you should be out there and looking for my poor lost grandson. If he's still alive. If this lunatic hasn't murdered him.
Murdered? Yeah. You didn't murder him, did you, Harding? No, that's right, because if it was murder, they'd have taken me off the case and given it to someone from Scotland Yard.
Now, there again, you see Roger Price,
Yes.
little dig at authority.
Yeah.
And that poor old sergeant who still hasn't said a word and is booked as a walk-on every week.
The judge will lock you up and throw in a key!
Oh, he didn't
He
leave
didn't take it.
No,
There was no notes, that's why.
I thought it might have been Nigel Pegram's false teeth.
It's just an old threepenny bit in there. Oh, look at that, a cup of soup.
Now, this boy...
Yes. Sorry, Phil.
I think it's time I explained things to you.
What was his name?
Jason Kemp. Beg your
Jason...
pardon.
Yes.
Chris!
You were arrested?
Don't call me Houdini Harding for nothing, you know.
Oh, that saves us the trouble of rescuing you.
Yeah, but it doesn't finish there. They're still after me, and they're going to try...
Your voice has changed, Peter.
Well, as I said earlier, it's 30 years of smoking.
Now it's smooth and... Oh, look!
there you are, Phil.
This was when I was hung up on the wall.
Yeah, racy set of balls there.
And the terrible things they used to say about those hanging parts.
There's nothing there anymore.
What?
Nothing. The police took me back there.
Oh, what did they say?
Nothing but a dusty cell.
Oh, that was just you up there. All your balls hanging down. No, you'll have to cut that out. We can't have Tim saying things like that.
Of it, if you see what I mean.
Actually, no, I don't.
Well, I shall try.
This doesn't look like it was a set. It looks like you're on OB here. Is that true, or am I just
No, that's
imagining?
studio, I'm sure.
Is it?
I can't remember this set at all, actually. You must remember it. You were in it.
I mean, you see, that's effective use of limited budget because there's nothing to it, as you can see, but it's quite effective.
It's having a ceiling.
Well, it's got low ceilings, which makes him look quite big, which is
It's
impressive.
not the way of our species to raise their own young.
Yeah, the camera angles, you forget how advanced they were for the time.
Bird flies through the air. Our eggs are laid on many different
But
planets.
again, it depends who's directing. There were scenes in the lab where new directors couldn't work out how to shoot it without going off the edge of the set.
To realize what I am.
And it was very frustrating because we'd done every scene dozens of times over. We knew how to do it, but they didn't.
Made to look like the most dominant life form on the host planet.
You mean in human form?
Yes.
Well, how many of you are there?
Interesting background music there.
See.
Very effective. This is where all the blonde boys come in,
Is there
isn't
any
it?
way in which we can help you?
No. Indeed, you must try to stop us.
Yes, when they're swarming later, they all come trooping down the stairs.
That's Iron. Yes, of course they do.
We swarm off into space and leave the Earth in peace. What's left of it?
Should I say in pieces?
For the swarming, we have to charge ourselves with energy.
What's that?
A very special kind of
Touch of the George Best there.
the energy that is radiated.
Well, you mean look like an old drunk?
Yeah. Not now, no, as he used to be. Although apparently he's so much better now.
To provide the energy you need.
But it is excellent, very good. Both photographed very well.
For the paintings. And all the blue and green business.
Yes. My mother returned to Earth to lay her eggs because she was born here. Just her. Her alone in the ancient city of Constantinople in the
You look a
last
little hot there, Nicholas.
Yes, I would have called for makeup at that point, just to dust me down a little.
two factions,
It's a bit flary.
blue and green.
I know, I read about it in Gibbons. There were weeks and weeks of rioting. Thousands of people were killed, and shortly after, the Roman Empire collapsed.
Yes, and that was just for the swarming of my mother. This time there are thousands of us waiting to hatch all over the world.
Good God.
Yep.
Right, of course. We'll have to stop you swarming, all of you.
That was a quick.
Very odd cut, wasn't it?
Because if we fail to swarm at the proper time, we'll die.
Well, what's the alternative? If you do swarm, thousands of people will die on Earth in the riots and fighting.
My course is clear, I'm afraid. I must not let anything stop us swarming.
We couldn't do that. If you let me go, we'd try to help.
You wouldn't stop the swarming?
No. But we would stop the rioting on Earth. Try and find some other way to give you the...
Me, my hair's nearly down to my shoulders, isn't it?
Was there a strike in this?
Your friends with their superpowers would try to rescue you and release a lot of violent energy. But that didn't happen.
Nor would it. But tomorrow people have no violent energy. Only the saps have that.
That's why we used Chris Chittel when we needed him to do a punch-up.
All right? I'll let you go.
It is an interesting story thing, isn't it? The whole non-violent thing. It means it creates an interesting relationship between you and the aliens. You're not just trying to beat them. You actually resolve to help them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also very restrictive at times, of course, because that is humans' way of dealing with things, isn't it?
I am speaking, please. Missed all that.
You'll be back in a minute after the Paris riot. Here we go.
Of the Denegili, Tim. That's what Robert says they call themselves.
No, nothing is known. But from what you have told us, John, the preparation for the swarming must have already begun in many parts of the world.
Is that all
There's the
right?
cat again.
Yes, that's all right.
Yes.
He was omnipotent, wasn't he? He always knew. Oh, look.
Yes, this is... Blonde boys.
We're not right and we cannot swarm.
Are they gold?
Androgynous, I think we call them.
And also
Did
somebody
you hear
had
that?
obviously learnt how to clone people 30 years before it actually happened.
Perhaps millions of human beings will die.
People are gonna die whatever we do.
Die is cast.
Hey, look at Chris. In the middle of all this, he's fallen asleep.
No.
Suppose having a nightmare in his sleep is preferable to living awake in one.
Oh, rapid eye
yes,
movements.
REM, yes.
REMs.
The REMs, yes. I remember asking you once, Peter, how were your REMs?
Whatever he's dreaming about, he's certainly living through it.
It's an idea.
What are you two on about?
You'll see in a minute. Let's wake him up, Stephen.
But he needs to sleep. He must be exhausted.
No, wake him up.
Oh, sorry, I must have dozed off.
That's all right.
You wake him up, Stephen, in case he gets violent.
Dreaming? I wasn't dreaming. Come off it, Chris. Everybody
What
dreams.
on earth has happened to my hair? They didn't have that much of a
tell you-
hairbrush on stage, did they?
He's got dry shampoo on. Do you remember dry shampoo?
About violence.
Dry shampoo?
Yeah, it came in. It was powder. It came in a little.
So all we've got
Squeezy.
to do is to get the whole
What do you do with it? Just
Well, if your hair looked a bit greasy, you used to
dream
just
of fighting.
oh,
puff it on.
If I come back next week, can I try for the jackpot?
Yeah, I suppose you're right. It was a bit of a crazy idea.
What are you lot on about?
I mean, we didn't pick my idea. Oh, really?
Can you guess what it is yet?
Now, you see, I wondered why they've gone to such expense for this set. They're actually using it quite a lot. It wasn't just the one scene. But I think it's minimalist. It's quite effective.
Yeah.
Yes,
The flair is good. I don't mean the trousers.
Back in Paris.
Ah,
1968, was it?
yeah. They're hopping mad.
Stones. That's what we need.
Oh, yes. Running up and down every street in the world, blazing away with stun guns. That should fill up a few hours until tea time.
No, giant stun guns out in space.
It's an idea. Is it feasible, Tim?
The stun gun would certainly produce the right kind of dream-inducing sleep. It ought to be possible to build giant ones and take them out into space. But what about the time factor?
Well, has anyone got any better ideas?
It's got to that stage where we're just watching it.
That's right, yes,
Just
I think
trying
we
to find
should-
out what happens next.
Yeah. Well, I only thought there were ever 4 episodes, so this is a new one on me.
Well, it probably was 4 episodes, but that's why they had to put such long recaps
Right.
at the beginning to pad it out to 5. Couldn't even afford more than 2 extras. I mean, for a swarm, it's a pretty tiny swarm.
It's a tiny swarm.
A swarmette.
You'll be pleased to know that at least 2 more join them later. Yes.
I'm afraid not, Chris. Not unless you discover you can jaunt.
Oh, all off to
You know,
hyperspace.
we never actually went upstairs in the lab. I don't know what was up there.
Nothing. There was a level.
No, I don't mean what was really up there. I mean, what was supposed to be up
It was
there.
a set, Nick.
Surely, Philip, you were up there, weren't you?
Shall I
Oh,
tell
yes,
you?
I was everywhere.
I'll tell you what should have been up.
Omnipresent.
Ubiquitous I was.
Yeah, what should have been up there is the booking hall at White City Station.
That's right. Yes, it was.
Wood Lane Station, sorry.
Wood Lane Station, White City, yeah.
Those are definitely female wigs, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
From mannequins.
And here comes some more.
I don't know whether they're girls or boys anyway.
Well, no, I don't think it matters. I think they're androgynous, as I said.
Ooh, look, a map of the world.
There could be anything.
Just taking shape there.
Yes, I can guess what it is now.
It's when they fill it in, isn't it?
I don't, is it?
So I think so.
Back to the old telecine. Good shot. All the leaves will blow into the camera. There we go, look. Very effective.
Ah,
Oh.
remember this bit.
Now, what did they needed the electromagnet or something, didn't they? Wasn't that the idea?
Yes.
We nick it.
Yeah.
If you got the coordinates wrong by 1 inch, Tim, I'd have been in trouble. I'm surprised I wasn't attracted with my magnetic personality.
It's interesting you went into the danger zone.
Cool. Love a duck, governor.
Where's my magnet gun?
He looks
What's been
suspiciously.
nicked?
He looks suspiciously like that policeman, actually. Doesn't he?
Yes, I'm-
Yes, bit of indicating there. Yep, he's lost his magnet.
Oh dear.
Meanwhile, out in space. That's the Mir space station shortly after it was built.
Looks quite good.
Not bad, is it? As long as you don't see the hand that's holding it underneath. No, that's okay.
No, that is crap, isn't it?
I thought it was rather good.
I was just thinking, it's amazing you got permission to film on it. Now look, you're on wires here, aren't you?
Oh, well done, Stephen.
Tell me, was that theft?
I think
or does the
whoever that is has lost it slightly. His legs got nothing to hang on to.
You can take it back later if you like.
Amazing what you can do with 4 old dustbins and a bit of tin, isn't
But we were actually on Kirby wires on that bit, weren't we?
it? Yeah. Ooh, that's a bit dodgy going through there.
It's a bit of undercranking of the camera here, isn't it?
I think there is a bit, yes.
Yeah.
It's a bit Benny Hill, isn't it?
Well, they did it in Bullet. There's no reason why they shouldn't do it in The Tomorrow People.
True.
Yes, there you go. Holding hands in space. Bit of airbrushing here to bring in the rest of South America.
Ah. And what are they going to do with a magnet?
Except he's not airbrushing it, he's painting it. How many points for artistic interpretation? There's a yawning gap in the South Atlantic.
Right, they need more riots.
They knew how to deal with rioters in those days. None of this pussyfooting around.
Could you move slightly to the right, please?
There's no further to go, I'm afraid. Solar motor drive, external release control panel and extract. Or is it extract? Yes, there's some brilliant Kirby wire acting there.
Yep.
Tim, any idea how long we've got?
It is not easy to say, John. Things are getting steadily worse all the time.
That's Northern Ireland.
I was going to say, it looks like Northern Ireland to me. Because that was very current while we were making
was,
all
wasn't
this.
it?
We had a couple of Irish technicians working on the Pregners Miles, do you remember? And I remember one of the most atrocious IRA outrages of the 70s where God knows how many people got killed in England. And there was a very gloomy pall over the studio the following day, and quite seriously and perceptibly, those Irish members of the crew were... They virtually stopped talking. Did you remember that, Peter?
No.
I can't
I was probably quite not aware of the
I can't remember if it was
political...
Guildford or Birmingham or what, but it was one of those outrages.
Oh, the pub bombs.
Yeah.
Hello, Chris.
Bit of comedy acting again now.
It is a bit...
Off to deliver the ransom note then, were you?
Ransom note? Don't be so stupid. Look,
Because, Philip, you never got to go on location, did you really? Did you ever get to go on location?
Well, he didn't have mobile balls.
I was on location all the time.
Wait.
But yes, I was certainly on location, because I can remember when Ruth Boswell first started working on location. She was so happy about it. Can't remember what it was. Little Tyso was in it, I remember.
Oh, they know the one. It's Vanishing Earth, I think it was.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so. Well, it's one that we go back into Roman times. That's another story. This is the blue and the green.
That works quite well.
Yeah.
It's all right. A little bit of spillage on the boots, but not bad.
Finished. Looks pretty
Well,
makeshift.
well,
Send everyone on Earth to sleep.
Well, it's our only hope. Let's give it a try.
Did we actually speak? I can't remember.
Where?
When we was talking there,
No,
it was all
done
overdubbed,
afterwards.
yeah.
No, it was overdubbed.
You
never
couldn't,
get-
you
you
couldn't
but you can
speak
do it.
and fly at the same
No.
time.
Well, the helmet would have
Yeah,
supported
that's
it.
a common. Because we only did it when we were standing around with holding the helmets, weren't we?
Having his collar felt there by the bill.
Gives him a helping hand
isn't
here.
it?
Look, there, look. There.
Oh.
It's nice of him.
Come on, get your jacket off, sir. There it is.
I don't think that's a bad special effect. I've seen worse. I've seen worse in The Tomorrow People.
Do we have a test firing?
No time. Tim,
First target selected and programmed in.
how's the power, Stephen?
Maximum?
Now,
Right, here goes. Firing.
I think this was the scene where we suggested the yellow paint for the Kirby wires to make it less noticeable.
Oh, right.
Oh, he nearly hits his head then.
It worked, John.
Goodness, nearly a bumper crop.
I've divided the Earth into target squares. Fire as
Oh,
fast
look at those trendy high-heeled shoes we all wore.
I know, they're nice, aren't they? Just sprayed
Stuck
grey.
heels.
Yes.
It's easy to criticise, but it's actually very difficult to work on the Kirby wires. You don't have total control over it, unfortunately. And you don't have control over the speed once you've started to move
What are they
sideways.
doing now?
They're sort of wrestling with their
Consciences.
yes, and fighting through their swarming thing.
Now, what's this footage here?
That looks like a nuclear attack.
Yes, that is exactly
yes,
what
it
it
must
is.
have been.
It's a rehearsal for a nuclear attack.
Oh, I see. Because it's quite good because they are moving, so you can kind of think that they're having, rapid eye movement dreams. wondered about this.
They still do it sometimes, but I think they started spraying people's outlines on roads everywhere at one point.
Yeah, it's quite effective. And again, you see the incidental music, which is almost always the theme tune, slowed down because they couldn't afford to spend money on music.
You did it! The whole world is asleep.
Yes,
just
I'm not surprised.
by watching the program.
Watching the program.
Oh, look at that! That's a good one.
Tim was quite
very
emotional,
good.
wasn't he?
Oh, well, what's going on?
That's good.
Crawling through. They're swarming.
There go Robert and the Denigili.
Let's hope they got enough power.
Philip, you sounded quite emotional there. He's quite an emotional computer, isn't he?
Of course. It had all the human feelings, is there?
But none of the human failings.
I beg your pardon.
You had all the human feelings and none of the human failings. Yeah, romantic tomorrow. People
That was
music.
a very sweet ending. Oh. More?
When will the people wake up?
Shouldn't be long now.
When they do,
Did you notice Elizabeth slightly disappearing there? Just the corner.
Oh,
of
she
her.
did. Yes, did she move?
No, they obviously did a wipe. Half wipe across the screen for you, and just as
Well, perhaps she felt like a jaunting and then she changed her mind.
yes, just a bit of it.
Who are you? What do you think you're playing at, lad? Go on, get off that.
I'm surprised he didn't come back.
Are you?
No.
I can't think of his name now.
Who were the detective?
Simon, somebody on it? We'll see in a minute. Let's look at the credits and see who he was.
Jason Kemp.
Simon, there you are. Simon Merrick it was.
Merrick.
How's
You-
that for a memory?
That's good. Are you going to do the thing?
Or I'll
They
go
did
to
a thing
Christopher.
with their noses during the music,
Yeah.
apparently, Philip.
Next slide, here it comes.
There it goes. It's
That's a visual gag,
It's a
folks.
visual gag, yes. It's a,
But if you can imagine a trombone coming out of the nostril and going back again, that's the trombone slide.
Did you ever see
kept
them
us,
do
kept
that?
us
Philip?
amused.
Right, there we are. That's the end of the blue and the green.
Marvellous.